Dogs, these magnificent animals, have been with us for so long that imagining our existence without their presence is quite tricky. They've been companions, friends, and part of our families for generations. And more than once, we've had a dog, despite no longer being there, whose name and memories remain engraved in our memory. The reason why dogs have become so special in our lives is that they've given us unconditional love and protection, even if it costs them their lives. To celebrate the value of our canine friends, we've compiled 10 dogs that save children's lives, so that every time you see your pet, you'll be reminded that you not only have a companion, but a hero by your side. Let's begin. Number 1. To start the list in the best possible way, we bring you Kubota, a stray dog that every day in the city of Valeria, Georgia, helps children to cross the street. If cars don't cooperate, he chases them and barks at them, complaining about their recklessness on the roads. Children shouldn't worry when crossing the street because he's always with them. In images that went viral in 2020, you can see Kubota, who's ahead of the children. When he sees a car stopping on the pedestrian strip, he immediately barks at it and chases it. Then, quickly returns to the children and their teacher while the other vehicles wait, because, well, after that display, they don't want his paw pointed at them. The dog is loved and appreciated by the whole city, which sees him as a local hero because he's always watching over the safety of the children. He even waits for them just outside a nearby park to help them cross the busy Batu Street. Kubota is a stray, but it doesn't seem that way because he's so loved. But he doesn't need someone who loves him. He is a dog focused on his task, and that is to protect the little ones from anything bad happening to them. Number 2. Jesse saves the boy from the wolf. The size of your dog doesn't matter when he sees that you may be in danger. Even if he's a model Chihuahua, they're always going to defend you tooth and nail. This video brings us to the case of the dog Jessie, who didn't abandon her owners. In the city of Komi in Russia, it was the year 2020 when a couple of brothers were playing in the snow, not noticing a wolf who was stalking one of them named Jan. As we see in the security camera images, the wolf was lurking nearby and preparing to attack. But he didn't count on Jessie, the Jack Russell Terrier of the family, who detected the wolf's presence. And despite the obvious difference in size, Jessie runs toward the huge canine and tries to fight him. Unfortunately, the wolf is a far superior enemy, and Jessie ends up being carried away by the wolf. The ferocious animal inflicted enormous damage, making the dog scream from the pain caused. This alerted the children, who ran home to notify their father named Rutland, who, with the help of some friends, went into the woods and managed to find Jessie, seriously injured. He took Jessie to a vet, where she tragically died from her injuries, but she died as a true hero. Ultimately, the children's father received a permit to hunt the wolf with his fellow neighbors. That wolf is no longer a threat. Number 3. Dog protects a child from another aggressive dog. If there's a breed of dog that's very intelligent and synonymous with a suitable protector, it's the German Shepherd. Anyone with a dog of this breed knows that he has a true guardian by his side. In these images, captured by a security camera of a house in Florida, the boy can be seen going out to play quietly with his dog named Tank. Now, if we look closely at the image, we can see how another dog comes running towards the little boy. But Tank, ever alert, knocks the boy down, managing to put him out of reach of the aggressive dog, and then he jumps on the attacker. They have a skirmish that's joined by another dog in the house, and ultimately, they make the aggressive dog run away, where it ends up being controlled by its suspiciously missing owner. The good thing is that the little one was able to get to safety in her mother's arms while she remained attentive to any attempts by that aggressive dog to harm her child. All of this happened in November of this past year, and it's a sign that our pets can take care of our children the same as any parent would. Number 4. Morocco, a dog of the Dogo Argentino breed, saved some girls from an attack by a puma. The girl's mother tells the Animal Planet channel that in 2008, her daughters had gone out to pick up some fruits when one of them, named Yoli, climbed a fig tree. But instead of finding fruit, she found a puma. Knowing the danger that this predator poses, the girl quickly tries to get out of the tree, but she slips, which makes the cat descend and chase the girl. Morocco realizes the danger and runs to her aid, facing off with the huge 80-kilo predator. The screams and the agitation of the little ones make the father come quickly to find out what's happening. And that's when he finds a shocking view before him. On the one hand, he finds Morocco with serious facial injuries, his body bathed in blood and incredibly tired, but beyond him is a lifeless puma. After taking care of him for several days, Morocco manages to recover, thus demonstrating that this dog breed can be as good as any other breed. Number 5, guard dog. The protective instincts of dogs do not distinguish by age. It doesn't matter if you're an old man or a baby. If your dog has a strong connection to you or your family, he's going to protect you against whoever and whatever. In these images, we can see how a dog saves a child from being attacked by an out-of-control dog in the streets of Xiaoyang in China. In the pictures, we can see how the child and his family are sharing a moment on the road, apparently playing, when a stray dog approaches them. The little boy stands still as the dog first sees him. And then, without hesitation, the dog knocks him down and starts biting him. Although the mother and a passerby go to the rescue, the first to react is the family dog, who jumps on the attacker and defends his little human friend. The dog's not satisfied with just pushing the aggressor away, but rather chases him instead. The attacking dog was ultimately found and euthanized, since he had already attacked 2 other children. This heroic guard dog, though, gives us an example that dogs are great protectors. Number 6, Angel the Golden, who defended a child from a puma. When winter arrives in countries like Canada, it's normal for some houses to use firewood to keep the house at a comfortable temperature. Now, anyone might think going outside to get firewood is easy, but sometimes things can get complicated. Austin is a boy who left his house to look for firewood in the company of his dog Angel outside of his house in Boston Bar in Vancouver, Canada in 2010. The boy tried to play with his dog while he was leaving to collect firewood, but the dog was distant, busy with something. Now, Austin, for his part, believed that his dog was sick, but in reality, the dog was detecting a danger that lurked near them. It was the presence of a huge puma that came out of the trees wanting to attack Austin, but his dog stood between the cat and the boy. The 2 animals get into a fight, and the family calls the authorities, who quickly send a patrol. When the officer arrives, he locates the animals near the shed, and they, the puma and the dog, are still fighting. The officer tries to be careful not to hurt the dog, and after a few moments, he manages to knock the cat down. Now, the family initially believes that Angel has fallen to the puma. But then, he opens his eyes and stands up. Well, in this case, the dog apparently honored his name and became a true guardian angel. Number 7, Chihuahua saves baby. Now, Chihuahuas might not be the biggest and strongest dogs, but like other dogs, they have highly developed protective instincts. And another thing they also have is that they can be noticed, despite their small size. In this video, we can see how a Chihuahua tries to get the attention of drivers on the road after the baby of the house managed to sneak out and came dangerously close to the road. Fortunately, thanks to the dog's barking and jumping, it made the driver stop and realize what was happening. The man gets out and follows the dog, who looks visibly confused because he seems to have a hard time processing how that baby got out. The man takes the baby in his arms, and with this, he prevents something bad from happening. And it's all thanks to a bouncy Chihuahua. Number 8, Orion the hero dog. At the end of 1999, in Venezuela, serious tragedies occurred. Floods and subsequent landslides in the state of Vargas resulted in the lives of thousands of people being lost. But despite many lives being lost, many others were saved. And some 37 people owe their lives to Orion, a hero dog who helped in the midst of the tragedy. Orion and his owners were affected by this tragedy, but while rescuing the victims, Orion's owner had left him behind, since his priority was people. As a result, Orion wandered through the areas close to his home, avoiding the floods, and it was there that he began his work. First, he saved a girl in front of the eyes of people who believed that the dog would hurt her, but in contrast, she was saved. In the following days, and with the help of the firefighters who realized what the dog was doing out of his own instinct, they helped many people who were trapped. For days, the dog exposed himself to danger just to save other people. His story became well known, and thanks to this, his owner was able to locate him again during the flood. Orion's young died, but his partner survived and was with him after the flood passed. Orion was recognized as a hero for his country and received several medals in recognition of his work. But even a hero's time comes, and Orion's time came in 2008 when he died of gastroenteritis. His heroism will never be forgotten. Number 9. German Shepherd saves the girl from a bull. It's no secret to anyone that children can get into serious trouble many times because of their curiosity. Other times, though, it's simply because of the incredible inefficiency of their parents and their quote-unquote care. Luckily, sometimes there are heroes who take charge of protecting the little ones. In this video, we can see how a child begins to walk toward a bull, all under the supposed care of her parents. The little one walks toward the animal, who prepares to charge. The mother screams, which makes the attacking animal hesitate, but the dog doesn't hesitate and pounces on the animal, making them run while the girl's father picks him up. Now, ironically, minutes earlier, the dog had been reprimanded by the girl's parents. Who would have thought the dog would end up saving her? And finally, number 10, Balto and Togo. In 1925, a diphtheria epidemic broke out in an Alaskan town known as Nome, killing children. As a consequence of the crisis, it became necessary to look for medicine. Still, though, due to the cold winter and the area's remoteness, it was impossible for the shipment of 1 million doses of antitoxin to arrive until February, the month that aid was requested. Fortunately, though, in the distant town of Anchorage, there were 300,000 doses available that could be used to control the crisis. But since planes couldn't be used, the option of dog sledding was used to deliver the medicine. Many dogs and sled drivers participated, but 2 dogs stood out, Togo and Balto. Togo and his owner, Leonhard Sepala, were the great forgotten heroes of this story, as they were the ones who covered the most dangerous part of the run, having to sled over the frozen Bering Sea, dodging the ice floes. Also, this dog Togo had to save his owner because he couldn't see due to the snow. Togo's instinct, though, was able to keep them safe. They covered 537 kilometers of distance between round trips in a climate that had negative 53-degree temperatures. And all that time, they avoided all obstacles. Now, for his part, Balto was the hunting guide dog in whom he did the last 2 stages of the run. Already here, the pilot of the sled of the penultimate stage fell asleep and continued to deliver the medicine. Balto traveled further than expected, but he still arrived on time, and he delivered the medicine. Being the dog who delivered this much-needed medicine, Balto was recognized as the great hero of that run, despite the fact that his route was not that complicated. Today, there's a statue honoring Balto and all other dogs that participated in the Great Run. A series of animated films carried out by Disney have been made about his part. Togo, though, was later recognized as the most important dog in that race, since his leg was the most challenging and complicated. And so, in 2019, Disney decided to give him the recognition he deserves with his own film, called Togo. All of these dogs show us that When it comes to helping, protecting, or saving, our dogs are always willing to expose themselves to any danger in order to help us.